Hello, I'm Nikki Star, welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing the second part of kind of our Greek mythology inspired world. I'm gonna jump straight into it and show you like the two newest people we're gonna add. Okay, so first things first, we have Poseidon. If you watched my last video, which I recommend doing because it kind of sets up what we're doing here if you haven't seen it, I have given a lot of these Greek mythology inspired characters different surnames to avoid some of the issues with family relations, shall we say. Probably can't say the word on YouTube. So we've got Poseidon Siva here. Of course, he is also a mermaid. He is very beautiful. I feel like I'm just making beautiful Sims. That's what I'm basically doing with this series. So I'm going to run you through his outfits and what I've kind of got envisioning for him. Very, very chill in a lot of the outfits. This is everyday wear. Formal wear getting a little bit more like pop of blue in there. His athletic wear having that kind of green, just very relaxed for his sleepwear. And then I saw those scale leggings for his party wear and I can't not, so we had to go with that. For his swimwear, we're bringing back those kind of elements from when he's a mermaid, so adding a little bit more of that kind of jewellery that he normally would wear. For his hot weather, again, just being very chill. And I think I may have put Hades in a very similar outfit to that, but I adore this. So his aspiration is to be a bodybuilder. I like the idea that he kind of wants to be the strongest of kind of these people in the town and really have kind of people feel maybe a little bit intimidated by him. We've got him down as a genius, a child of the ocean, and a loner. So the idea I have with this lot overall is that it's the beach lot in Tartosa. We're going to put it there. And I kind of like the idea of having two houses, almost like beach huts, but a little bit bigger. And Poseidon spends most of his time on his own in one of them. I've got the idea of maybe him being a bit more creative. So I'm thinking about maybe giving him like painting or like musical elements or anything. But then on the other lot, we're going to bring in Aphrodite. Let me show you Aphrodite. She does have the same surname, I believe, as I put down for Hades. So in my mind, there is a bit more of a family relation here. The idea I have is that the other beach hut is Aphrodite's. She definitely wants to like rub more shoulders with everyone else and like learn all the insider information and get part of that inner circle with anyone in the sort of town that has any kind of power. Not necessarily in a negative way, more just that she wants to know what everything's doing, she wants to know what's going on everywhere, and kind of have all those connections with different people. So I've gone very dark and red again, but I love how she looks in this outfit. For her formal wear, we've gone kind of more skirt suit kind of thing going on, just kind of a normal athletic wear for her, lots of colour in that. And then her sleepwear, again like Poseidon's, just super chill. I imagine that like these are all very put together outfits that she would wear when, you know, people are around, and she always does her hair in that particular way, and then she just lets it all go when she's on her own getting ready for bed. Party, we get right back into it, so she's wearing the kind of like updo again, a bit more involved outfits. And then we've got her swimwear, which again has an element of that could absolutely work in a party, but also I kind of imagine where she lives near the sea on that lot, that maybe the swimming is like her time. This is her hot weather, a little bit more pastel, and then I just adored this for her hot weather. So I've kind of got the idea that maybe her house is a little bit more kind of pastels with maybe golds, and Poseidon's is a lot more kind of the blues and greens. I don't know. I've set Aphrodite's aspiration to party animal because of the idea that she wants to like get to know everyone. She's down as romantic. She's the goddess of love in a lot of the mythology. Outgoing and insider. So yeah, she wants to get to know everyone in the town. She's maybe one of the first people to kind of greet people when they arrive for the first time. That kind of thing. The last time we did one of these videos, we did a voiceover during the kind of speed build element. I'm going to just run that with music and then come back at the end and kind of run you through it. If you do have like a really strong preference one way or another, and you in future videos would prefer me to kind of voice over the speed builds, do let me know in the comments. I'm happy to take on feedback one way or another, but I kind of like the idea of letting the music go for the speed build because I felt like last time I ended up repeating myself a lot. So I'm going to talk you through kind of the thought process at the last end of the video, and I will timestamp in the description if that's not your thing and you just want to go straight to see the builds. We'll do that too. Let's move ourselves to the beach lot and build these two their dream homes. Okay, so you either have just watched the speed build or we've jumped forward. We have our lovely two Sims in their new beach houses. Oh, and I'm zooming straight into someone else's house. It is literally right on the ocean. The actual lot itself doesn't let you build right to the ocean. Let me go through the two houses. So we have on this side here, this is Poseidon's. You can already start to see a lot more of the kind of maximalist colour. And on the other side we've got Aphrodite's, where we've expanded up top as well. So on the outside specifically, Poseidon's looks a little bit more run down. I imagine he focuses a lot more on the inside and where he spends his time, whereas Aphrodite has a little bit more of a care about where other people go. So we're going to do Poseidon's first. You come in and we have like a little entryway with kind of more muted colours, which immediately lead through to the much, much deeper, richer colours as we go through here. A lot of woods and things. So we've got like a little plate cubby. In the hallway we have like things for coats and stuff, even though it doesn't have a huge amount of guests, it's mostly for him. Really liked some of this kind of like clutter stuff, so we've got that on the wall. I imagine he does do some fishing. Then we've got ourselves a really nice little kind of compact kitchen with a few empty holes in there. He doesn't own much stuff. I imagine he's more kind of maximalist in the decoration, but somewhat minimalist with his actual items. So I've put a few things in, but there's a couple of gaps in there. Got like a little computer setup, which I imagine like he does play games and things on. Got a fantastic view while he does, like that little island over there, and just the sea in general with all those big open windows. A couple of guitars for him, and he's got over here a piano and another couple of guitars. Just imagine him being quite creative. Really nice industrial sofa, which I imagine might almost be kind of reclaimed in some way, or he's kind of incorporated the metal that maybe washed up in the sea. Nice little table. He doesn't have huge amounts of plants in here, but I like the idea that he brings a few in. Music system, very much into that. And then I've got a little yoga mat in the middle of the room, which looks a little bit weird. It looks a little bit like a carpet or like a rug, but like people don't spend much time here, and he likes, you know, to be able to do his yoga whenever. So he's got plenty of open space, but he likes like putting it on the TV or putting on like some sea music and doing his yoga there. Coming through here, we've got like a really kind of, again, quite maximalist in colour, like yellow bathroom. I don't know why I went for like a golden yellow bathroom. It wasn't what I was imagining when I talked you through like earlier him as a sim. It just felt right, so I'm not going to question it. We're going to go with it. Again, quite a minimalist bathroom, bringing in those kind of woods and the blues, but I like the idea of like being like a big fireplace, keeping nice warm when those kind of like winter winds hit by the sea. Does have a TV in here, but for the most part quite minimal in what he owns here. So coming out the front door, we've got a few little plants that he's growing. Maybe imagine that the house will get more and more plants as he goes, but he's kind of really starting to grow on it. And then outside, because he wants to be a bodybuilder, we've got some gym equipment under a little bit of space so that they're not gonna, you know, get too wet and things. Probably ideally right next to the sea, you wouldn't have your gym equipment straight there, but it's The Sims, it won't rust, it's fine. But then yeah, he's got this really lovely view out the front there, so that's kind of his little idea. And then over here we have Aphrodite's. Now she has built on a second level to hers. Feels a little bit more Aphrodite, even just to the door. Like he's got very plain white, she's got like a bit stained glass and a bit of pink in it. So you come through and immediately have like a place to sit, take your shoes off. Just really lovely lamps that I've put everywhere, and a big window. Lots of light and things in here. And then going through to a lot more neutral and pinks and vaguely pastel, but also some of it's a bit bright. So we've got, if we start over here, like a really big entertaining sofa. So this is the idea of having like a big space for people to come over and sit. There's obviously not like a TV or anything. It's more about socialising with people when they come over. And I imagine that she nearly always has like standing arrangements with people, or like she's always throwing something. So we've got over here like a massive kitchen for that. Big island with seats that people can sit while she's cooking. I somewhat imagine that she doesn't cook that often and the food gets ordered in quite a bit. Or maybe she has a couple of friends who love cooking, so she always wants to offer that out to people. She might not actually do much in the way of cooking herself, but I imagine the coffee machine and the tea machines are very important to her. So we've got like little drinks fridge, the tea and the coffee, big mirrored backsplash with LED lights under there, which if you've watched the speed build you'll have seen me putting in, which I just love those. Proper wine cooler over there, so there's like really a lot of like alcohol for these kind of parties. She's only got a table there for 8, So I imagine that for the, you know, for like small intimate ones, that'll be enough. And then if she wants bigger parties, that's when you'll have some people sat on the sofa, some people at the table. She might even like just put all of the food out on the counters and let people kind of pick at different things. Out of her door onto the little balcony area. A couple of seating bits again for people to kind of sit and chill, and like a little barbecue, not kind of built in, not kind of elaborate, just the idea of it being there to kind of aid in the party. Like there'll be a few people out here with holding some drinks, doing a barbecue, again just looking out over the view they have here. Possibly a few people looking in on some of these places, but you know. I liked the big high fence at the back to stop people from kind of too much invading their space, but there's only so much you can do in The Sims. Then we come upstairs, nice big entry space, and not a lot here, just quite minimal. Outside, so if you were coming for a party, there are some literal, like, there are some bar setups, and a little bar there that you could, you know, definitely have a few drinks up here. You could sit down, have a chat. So again, if she has lots of people around, there's different options for where people want to go. If you maybe want a quieter space to maybe gossip and learn some things, this might be a spot after a couple of drinks of alcohol, you never know. And then we're going to go through to her bathroom in here. Quite minimal, a lot less colour compared to the rest of her house, a lot more relaxed and chill. I imagine when she comes in here for a bath, like the bathtub is a bit pink, but other than that it's mostly just about relaxing, unwinding from it all. Obviously people come up here as guests to use the loo and stuff when she has people, so it's not as strong with the kind of light woods and pinks that we have in the other one. But then we go through into her bedroom. So in here we've got a lot more of that kind of pink with the kind of, I don't know if that's supposed to be like marble effect, kind of catches the light a really interesting way. Dresser over there, dresser over here. I imagine she's got lots of different options for what she might want to wear, and then massive TV. I imagine like after she's had one of these big parties and everyone starts to wind down and go home, she relaxes into like a nice bath and then maybe puts on like some kind of rom-com movie and just plays it on this massive screen while she lays in bed. I imagine that's just like perfect for her. Similar to Poseidon, she has kind of like a mindfulness element, so she's got a meditation chair there that she can sit in, and a little egg chair again, so she can watch the TV from multiple places. Also she can kind of read in that corner. And then she's got her own ensuite in here, which is probably the one she uses the most, I would imagine. I did say about her taking the bath in the other one, but she's probably in here. I really love this trick of putting the bath kind of up on a step, and I just felt like it made sense to have a plant in here. I can't tell you why. It's very pink again. Nowhere near as over the top as her bedroom or her downstairs, just, you know, plain walls. And then the final room we have in here is like her guest room. So again, we're going for a lot more grey with like a pop of pink kind of thing. Similar to the bathroom. It's not overt in colour. It's not as maximalist as Poseidon's. It's much more kind of allows other people to like put an imprint a little bit on it. She hasn't got much artwork on. It's, you know, it's really here for her closest friends to stay over, or close family. For the most part, I imagine that most of the people she knows lives in Tartosa, so you probably come over for a party and then make your own way home. On the odd occasion that someone's had a little bit too much to drink, or one of her close friends says, hey, what if I stayed over and we could go for breakfast in the morning, or anything like that. That's the kind of setup that she has for them. Very nice, but somewhat plain. So that is lot number 2 in our kind of Greek mythology inspired world. So we've got, if you saw the previous one, we've got Hades and Persephone and Demeter over there. We've now got ourselves Poseidon and Athena. The next thing I want to do is a community lot. So if you have any ideas for like a Greek mythology inspired community lot, or anything that you might want to see, let me know in the comments down below. If there are any like Greek gods that you particularly would like to like see in this kind of series as well, also let me know that. I do have a plan, but that can absolutely shift if someone has a fantastic idea that I didn't think of, and I will credit you if I do nick your idea. As always, thank you so much for watching. I've been Nikki Star, and I will see you in the next one.